long time, I was scared to share my true color, to be who I truly was. I was hiding in the story I was reading, fearful of what people would think about me. But this end now. I've stopped running. I decide to accept my diversity. Today, I will share our story of neurodiversity and mental health awareness. Welcome on the ADHD Melly Show. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. It's me, Melly, of the ADHD Melly Show. Today, I will be alone. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's happening in my life and what's coming for the ADHD Melly Show because, I was not very present on LinkedIn for these past days. It was quite hard. I got a lot of bad news and bad things that happened, and not terrible, but still enough to just put my mind elsewhere, and just being difficult for me to focus and just being here for you guys because I needed to rest a lot. And yeah, I think it's mostly a month now that I'm not posting every day like I used to do. And I'm sorry about that, but at the same time, I needed to rest. And this week, guest just decided to cancel last minute. She had her own struggles, and so I'm not mad at her or anything like that. If you've seen my other post with that guest, it's totally fine. She wasn't ready mentally to do it, and I totally understand that. And you know sometimes it's just not your week, and you cannot force yourself to just go ahead and being in public like I do right now and just like talk to you guys. So yeah, so what's coming, it's very simple. I'm just simply going to go to Toronto next week, and like I said, I'm so excited for that because I'm going to meet my sponsor. I'm going to meet other people on LinkedIn that I hope to grow with. And it's going to be quite exciting to go there. And a little bit nervous at the same time. So maybe that's why I was not really present because of that nervousity. I was so nervous to just go to Toronto, and I saw it was not going to be a very nice day, and I'm quite a little bit upset because it's going to be always raining, and yeah. What do you want me to do? And also, I was just like preparing for what I'm going to do as a content for the summer because I want to write my book of the Thriver, a Thriver book for people with ADHD. I'm already writing that right now, and that's what taking my time right now trying to write that down. And I hope I'm going to have some time or at least some motivation to do it on the train while I'm going to Toronto. It's just going to be an exciting time to just talk to you, to just being able to write that book that I want to do for so long and just procrastinating doing it because I had so much other struggle around my life. March was a good time. I got a lot of productivity. I have a lot of clients, and I feel like in April, just like for me, it's just like what happened is sometimes going like that. Woohoo! So happy and working so well, and the next month is going to go down, and just have no client or nothing like that. And I'm like, why? And that's very hard for emotionally because it's going always in a roller coaster, and I need as somebody with ADHD, I need some stability and some just to go always in line, and that's not what's going to happen as an entrepreneur, and you just feel like quitting all the time because you don't get the result that you work for, and you just feel a bit sad about it, and you just don't know what to do to make some people watching you and get the show just up and working, and I admit I did a lot of procrastination on that show. I haven't searched for guests for quite a while right now, and I'm just like, I'm going to have my guest next week, and after that I have no guest, and I'm just like, I need to do some research and find some fabulous guests for you guys, and I'm just like not in the mood to do that. And yeah, that's why I almost canceled the show this week because I wasn't feeling very well emotionally. And yeah, these are things that are happening, and this is the thing that's going to happen. If you have a business, it's going to be a lot of low time. Entrepreneurship should not be worshipped because it's not fun, okay? It's not always fun, and there's a lot of struggles. You don't know if you're gonna have money to pay your rent that that uh, that month, or you're not going to know if you're going to eat well, or if you don't have a lot of cash flow of a lot of saving like me. I don't have any saving, I have nothing, and it's not that I haven't tried to have any saving or anything like that, but the problem is I've always been an entrepreneur, always been a freelancer at least, and it's always been up and down, up and down. And I think that my lower is those past 3 years that have been very struggling and very terrible for me. And yeah, I just wish that I can just be free of all those struggle for a longer time. And I know that's not going to always happen. It's very difficult for me, and as somebody with ADHD, I have to plan my things very very seriously if I want to be able to do things and stop procrastinating and being able to just try my business, because if I don't do anything, I'm going to get nothing, which is totally normal because I need to work to get something. But at the same time, I feel like I work so hard and I still get nothing or barely anything. That's very hard. It's very a big struggle mentally, and you just wonder if you do the right thing of continuing, and at the same time you search for a job and you don't get any job, and you're like, yeah, I still at the same point. Even if I do some effort and I bring some resume and I get a lot of interviews, not like if I don't get anything, but I don't feel that my effort or like reward. I don't feel like what I do is working or is doing anything, and that's the struggle for me right now. And yeah, just going to try to do something. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's very hard, and I just hope that it will get better soon. That's what I hope for me, as what I hope for the EDH Melody show. It's not that anyone's looking at me, because I see now that there is 6 people watching me right now, which is very awesome, and that's the reason why I still thrive and do what I do. Is because people watch me, people write me great comments as well, and it's so fun to have you guys here and just yeah. And yeah, so I'm going to, you know what? I don't know if you have checked the socks that I have made for my show, and I'm just wanted to show you again because I don't know if anyone have seen it, even if I've talked about it last week, because I feel like no one just looked at it and give me any advice or anything about my Patreon page, and nobody subscribed and anything. So I was wondering if it's something that you will enjoy having. And yeah, I'm just going to write it there because as I don't have another yes, I cannot show my screen with all my links, so that's a little bit annoying, but so this is the link where you can subscribe to my Patreon page and buy the socks and or contribute monetarily to the show if you're interested of seeing the show grow. Because yes, I'm a website designer, I do website as well, but I want to grow my show even bigger than that small business, because that's what I love most to do, and I wish that I can just do my show and just be a speaker and talk about ADHD, my own experience, etc., etc. I want to be able to empower you even more. That's a little bit why I'm doing that show. And I'm not used to talk like that alone. I like to have a guest here and just talk with that guest and find some question, etc., etc. So that's quite special for me to just being alone. I hope that it's the format that you also enjoy. And if you didn't know yet, I also have a podcast, and that podcast is something that I am writing on too, because I want to. It's more monologue podcast, but it's something that I write and that I produce myself, and I'm going to have an assistant to do this as well. And I need to prepare or access to do that, and me writing, and that's was that's very hard for me to write because my inspiration is not really there, and I feel really low simply because I don't know if people enjoying my content, and sometimes I need validation. I know that people are like, you need validation for this, you need validation for that, but actually yes, I do need validation because I need to know if people like me enough to subscribe to my Patreon, but not only, but at least come every week watching it. And yeah, that's why, like I said, it was very a struggle. But there's ideas that I've worked on, like on my what's the name yet on my TikTok. I'm going to make more TikTok very soon. I'm going to bring you in Toronto with me, so you should definitely check my TikTok, which is ADHD Melly on TikTok, if you want to follow me and just having some fun time watching my video and seeing me in Toronto, meeting my sponsors and etc etc. I want you to be part of my journey, and I wish to use TikTok like a journal, a public journal of what I do and what I work on, etc., etc. And if you don't know, I will be working also a lot of things, and I have a lot of guests, and I'm going to write on, and I hope they're going to come because I know this is a hard moment for a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people just cancel all this time, and it's more about mental health struggles on those people. And I do understand that it's a very hard time. It's not only me that feel like this. Maybe it's because spring is coming. Normally it should make me happy, but I feel a little bit more ugh. And yeah, I need to hit myself and just go ahead and work, getting some motivation and make it work. So I was wondering if you had any question for me. I know there's a big delay on LinkedIn because I'm checking my LinkedIn pay and profile, and I feel like there's like a 1 minute delay, which is very huge, which is amazing how huge it is. So I want to know if somebody is here watching me, and if you have any comment or question or anything to make me progress and make me succeed even better, And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go ahead too, because it's very important. If you want to simply support me by looking at the past videos with my other guests. And another thing that you should know, if you subscribe to my buymeacoffee.com, you're going to have special videos of my guests every week that is specially made for you guys. Those videos are only going to come to public only 3 months after their publication on my Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon page, and I think it's very fun if you just want to see behind the scenes and stuff like that. And like I said, my books is going to be released by chapter on my Patreon page only, and nobody's going to be able to see it. At least you're a Patreon, so it's going to be very important if you want to read me and being able to see that driver guide for ADHD happen. Yeah. So I really hope that this is going to be something that you're going to enjoy, and I'm going to have it copyrighted by somebody that's very good at it, and just going to be amazing to see all the work that is going to be done, because I'm working on it for like the past 3 or 4 months already, and I haven't finished a chapter yet. And yeah, Toronto is going to be a right time to just focus on my own dream and focus on my mental health and being able to just walk around the lake and walk a little bit around it, and just taking time for myself as well, which is very important for my mental health, because I really struggle right now with that, and I just hope that it's going to be better very soon. So that's mostly what I wanted to tell you today. And yeah, another thing, I just thought about it. So that's the reality of starting a business, right? It's a lot of struggles, and sometimes you feel low. I feel mostly low than high. That in this moment, in this time, in this past year that I've started the ADHD Melly Show is going to be the first anniversary. The May 1st is going to be the date that I start officially doing some ADHD Melly Show, that I brought the domain and everything. So I'm going to do a little celebration on that. That's for sure. And yeah, what I want to say is to not give up, because remember that people support you. Everything that support you, even if it's not monetarily, even if people just follow the your YouTube channel, or simply are here today supporting you, writing comments and telling you that they care about you. This is things that I really need to hear sometimes. I know it's very hard, and not don't give up. Even trust me, I wanted to give up so many times right now, and I almost did it quite a time. So, and but I'm still here. And my suggestion for you is to get some friends, getting some support that are in it with you, and it's going to always give you some great comments and suggestion to make your business or even your podcast a better podcast and a better thing, and getting those people helping you all the time, and being having a support system. I don't really have a support system, but the people that are my support are very important for me. All the people that are always writing in the comment in the chat section every time that I do a podcast is very important for me, those people. And I want to say thank you for supporting me for all this time. And that's because of you that I still do the ADHD Melody Show, even if it's very hard mentally and physically and everything, you know. So, hope you're going to have a nice weekend, and we see you each other next week, Friday.